Directions. You will now listen to part of a lecture. You will then be asked a question about it. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Now listen to part of a lecture in an art history class.
Modernism is an art movement that gained in popularity during the late 19th and early 20th century. The main ideology of modernists was an escape from tradition and a focus on new and innovative forms of expression through experimentation. Traditional forms of art were considered outdated, and a different way of thinking was welcomed. In their artwork, they turned away from realistic art to a form that focused on expressing emotion. One of the most interesting techniques in modernist art is collage, where artists combine their painting with some non-traditional materials like pieces of newspaper, photos, and textiles. Some painters incorporated everyday objects like boxes or rather strange objects like parts of animals. For example, Robert Rauschenberg, in his famous work Canyon, used a stuffed eagle, pieces of fabric, a photo of his son, and an empty tube of oil paint. The rationale behind Collage's work is debatable, but certain artists use it to create familiar images with a more surreal tone, while others believe everyday objects help viewers connect more with their work, making it feel like a combination of the familiar and the sublime. Many modernists' work of art are also characterized by their expressive use of colors. In the past, when realism was the popular mode of painting, there was a desire for the canvas to reflect reality. However, once modernism took hold, artists began to exaggerate reality through color. There are many examples of this, but Paul Cézanne, sometimes considered the father of modernism, was one of the pioneers in the use of vivid colors. This is particularly pronounced in his outdoor scenes, where sunlight is not represented directly, but through the vivid color of the entire painting. This use of bright colors to capture a feeling rather than a realistic depiction of a scene would later be adopted by other famous painters like Vincent van Gogh.
Now, answer the question. Using points and examples from the lecture, describe 2 characteristics of the modernist art movement. You have 20 seconds to prepare your response. You may begin preparing now. You now have 60 seconds to speak. You may begin speaking now.